everybody. Another Tuesday night, another edition of 11 Live. We're back. I know we had a week off last week with the men in Columbus on the Wednesday. It was a very busy week in all things Indy 11, so apologies for missing last week, but we're back this time. Coming off this weekend, a point for the men against Pittsburgh at home, and Adrian Dispe named to the USL Championship Team of the Week, and we're off to Loudoun this Saturday, 7 p.m. kickoff. Saturday night in the nation's capital. Now, the women's team got together for the first time last night, very kind of unofficial before the season officially starts next Wednesday at St. Charles. Again, you're going to see a lot of faces throughout the summer. We announced 33 on the roster 2 weeks ago, and others on their way still. So that number will continue to grow before next Wednesday and probably even as we go through the summer. But one that, if you were paying attention last year, you'll be very familiar with is our guest tonight. Katie Soderstrom joins us, one of our top goal scorers, one of the best players in the country last year. Katie, thanks for joining us. I'll get right to last year. It was, I think, maybe even better of a season than anyone really expected. You were a very large part of it. When you think back to what last summer was, I guess, what sort of comes to mind first?
It was just super exciting, especially to be a part of the first team, women's team in Indy that was super competitive, and just the support from the community was something that I've never experienced at any other level before that. So that was something that we weren't expecting, but we were just so thrilled to feel so supported. And it was just so much fun to meet new players, play with some girls that I've grown up playing with, and then add some new people in there. But it was just a really awesome opportunity to grow as a player.
Were you at that first game at Grand Park, the season opener?
Yeah.
I mean, as a Carmel native, I mean, that's 10 minutes away from where you're to high school. Seeing, like you said, that level of support, did you take a second to kind of enjoy that and bask in that before you started playing?
Yeah, a lot of people had said, like, before that game that, oh, it's going to be a sellout crowd. There's going to be so many people. And just in my head, I'm like, it's a women's game in Indiana. Like, we're not going to get that many fans. And then it was just something where we all just took a moment. We were standing there before the first whistle, and we just look around, and it was so awesome. We couldn't even hear each other on the field because the drums were so loud, but it was really awesome.
Yeah. I'm curious of kind of what your expectations were going into that season and how they sort of compared with reality. Maybe if you can, anything, conversations you had with Paulie before the season or anything like that, or just kind of what your mindset was and what sort of matched up with when it was actually there and what reality ended up being like.
Yeah, it was hard to have a ton of expectations. Just I've played summer soccer in Indiana for the last 4 years, and we've been in 4 different leagues in all of those years. So there was kind of we don't know what to expect, but Indy did such an amazing job of just creating a professional-like environment for us, whether that was training or travel or all of the people on staff that were willing to help us and go the extra mile for us. So that is something that I was definitely not expecting, was just the support on that end. But in terms of the competition, it was great. We were super successful. I knew we were going to be successful, but it was really cool that I was pleasantly surprised with how well we did just within the league. And I think that's a great stepping stone just to build on moving forward.
For sure. I mean, right after that, less than a month, you're back at Butler playing National Player of the Week, one of the first weeks of the season against Michigan. And as a Michigan State alum, I love seeing that, just separate from the Indy 11 stuff as well. 6 goals and 6 assists for you in your final college season. Just kind of your thoughts on how your last season at Butler went.
Yeah, it was super bittersweet. It was fun to be back for that 5th year, that semester with my teammates. Just kind of was trying to soak it all in. It goes by so fast, and it was just fun. We didn't have the best season from a record standpoint, but we did do a lot of growing, and there's a lot of things that they'll look to build upon for this next year. But it was just really fun. I loved our group of freshmen that came in. There's actually one of them on our roster for Indy, a goalkeeper, Addie, who I absolutely love. So it's fun to have those faces around, and I enjoyed building all of those connections, and I just love my teammates there. So it was a fun way to wrap up my college experience.
Good to hear. Since then, your last few 5-6 months have been busy. Surgery that you were trying to get back from. You were in an NWSL camp, and now trying to go play pro in the fall in Europe. So, what sort of things have you learned in these crazy last 5 or 6 months that you think can help you not only this summer but even as you go forward?
Yeah. So I've just had a lot of different experiences and different opportunities, and showed me different things that coming back from my injury, what I'm doing well, what things I need to continue to improve upon. So I'm looking just to continue to improve on that sharpness technically. So that is something that I'm super excited that Indy will definitely challenge me with that. And just our training environment is super competitive all the time. So I'm excited to have that consistency. It's been a lot of training on my own or in small groups, so it'll be nice to have so many girls around me so consistently.
For sure. There were highlights galore last season, and as we kind of look towards this season, obviously you guys made the playoffs, lost to one of the best teams in the league, first round of playoffs. How do you sort of change the expectations for this year with an expanded league and expanded playoffs as well?
Yeah, I think we definitely have high expectations for ourselves. We have a lot of returners, but we also have a lot of new people that are going to step in and hopefully play big roles for us this year. I think we just have to have the expectation for ourselves that we expect to be back in the playoffs this year. And so every game matters in the long run, but we're taking it, game by game. We're not getting ahead of ourselves, but we're also keeping that in the back of our minds of where we want to be at the end of the year. And I think the way our schedule has set up, it doesn't go as far into July this year. So we'll hopefully be able to maintain that core group of players that kind of a lot of them had to go back to college early. So we didn't necessarily have every piece that we would have liked to going into playoffs last year. But I think this year we have a really good group.
How do your personal goals kind of fit in there? I know you want to talk about the team. You're a very selfless player, selfless person, but personal goals, whether that's, a number of goals and assists, or like you said, just staying sharp. How do you sort of envision that?
Yeah, I don't exactly know what my role will be on the team this year. I was kind of a late addition, but I'm just super excited to be here to get some game minutes. That's something that I look to improve on, is just game fitness. That's something you can't replicate anywhere else. But yeah, sharpness, cleanness. Wow. Um, but I'm just excited to help the team in whatever role that I'm playing, whether that's goals, whether that's assists, whether that's being a cheerleader on the sideline, whatever it is. I'm just excited to just to get started, I guess.
Yeah. Your strike partner last year, Maddie Williams, will have a different role herself, kind of more of a coaching role this summer. Did you see anything last summer? You're like, hey, I think she would probably make a pretty good coach, or has she given you any little tidbits already?
I haven't actually seen her in a little bit, but hopefully she'll be there tonight. She's such an amazing player, and she has that she just understands the game really well. So it'll be nice to have just another set of eyes and someone who's played in the league, knows I don't know, just knows women's soccer other than our other coaching staff. So we're really excited to have her in and around the team, whether she wants to play or just be a coach. We're super excited. Obviously, she was amazing for us last year, and it was a really fun partnership. I've never played with a player quite like her, so it was awesome.
And successful as well, both you with a double-digit goals in the inaugural W League season. Another cool little thing this summer is you'll get to play with your sister again. I know you said you played with her 1 year in high school, 1 year of overlap in high school, but how cool will it be that the Soderstrom sisters could be back on the field at the same time again?
Yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited for. Beyond just the soccer part, is having her around. She's in college for a little bit later than most. Their school goes into June, but I'm just super excited to have her home and around. We play kind of the same position, but we're very, very different players. But I just love to have her around. She's such a goofball, and I just love her. So that's just what I'm most excited for this season.
Well, that'll be awesome. I know we came up short a little bit last year. Paulie has set that expectation of getting back to the playoffs, but you as a player, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you where you think the ceiling for this team could be.
I mean, I think we can do really amazing things. I think we showed that last year, and we're going to continue to get better and better. I think we have some pieces that we were missing last year. We've got those this year, hopefully. So I don't really think that there's anything that we can't do. It's just, can we be consistent with our performances? But I think, the sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah. Well, the first 3 weeks are going to be on the road, and we're not back home until June 2nd. I guess that's kind of an interesting schedule setup. I don't know if you've had that in college before, just kind of your thoughts on that, on being on the road so much before the fans get to see you in person back in Grant Park.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that we get to control, but yeah, it's a little sad that we won't get our first home game for a little bit, but I think that gives us a lot of time to grow as a team and just kind of find our identity before we get to show it to the Indy community. But I know we have lots of fans that will continue to support us even when we're on the road. But yeah, I'm excited. Even road games, they're still fun. There's a lot of bonding that happens outside of just home games and on the field. So playing those away games will actually give us a lot of time to mesh as a team as we travel in these beginning weeks. So I think it'll be really beneficial for us.
I'll leave you with one last thing. If you want to direct anything towards the fans and just give them a little message before the season starts.
Yeah, we really appreciated your support last year. We continue to love that support from you guys. There's really just nothing like playing in Indy. We have the best fans, and the support doesn't go unnoticed. We appreciate it every single game, and I know for some players like me going to smaller colleges, this is the biggest environment that some of us will get to play in. So it's really awesome, and yeah, just come support your women.
Well, Katie, we can't wait to see you back on the field 1 week from tomorrow. So it'll be exciting against St. Charles. Thanks so much for coming on tonight, and good luck in this next week of training before we begin.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Again, fans, so 1 week until we go, 1 week from tomorrow, May 10th, 6 p.m. Central kickoff, I believe, in St. Charles, 7 p.m. Eastern. We will keep you abreast on whether there is streams or not for these away games. As of right now, we will have in-person coverage from that game on May 10th. So tune into our social media channels so you can keep up on that. Again, our men, Loudoun United this weekend, away, 7 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Make sure you watch that. And make sure you tune into 11 Live once again next week.